Welcome back. We've got big things happening at the Ann Carlsen Center here in Fargo. We have Melissa Nemi, Sarah Fuchs, and Ramona Gunderson here today to talk about the expansion and how it will even better serve their mission. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, first of all, what services, Melissa, does Ann Carlsen provide with this new expansion in this location?
So we can provide early intervention services and behavioral health and autism services, as well as pediatric outpatient therapy services.
Okay, so can you expand a little bit more, on those for people?
Sure. So early intervention is a home-based service, but all of the teams of professionals that work are going to be at our location that we've just recently expanded. And then we have behavioral health services, which supports individuals with autism. And then we have outpatient services, which are going to be more your traditional speech therapy, occupational therapy, and physical therapy.
Okay, and ages?
So early intervention is going to be just birth to 3.
Okay.
And then there's kind of a wide range for behavioral health.
Okay.
And then with pediatric outpatient, we actually do see adults, but I would say about 95%. We would see individuals up to age 21 generally.
All right. So Ramona, you're gonna talk to us a little bit about early intervention. So tell us more about that.
Yeah, well, early intervention is a program for families who have children from birth to 3 who are experiencing developmental delays. And that could be a child who has a diagnosis or a child who has a high medical risk that's causing a developmental delay, or just a child that's not meeting their developmental milestones.
Okay.
So anybody can refer to the early intervention program. We have physicians, we have social workers, public health, families can call in. And we are family-based, as Melissa said. So what we do as we're building relationships with caregivers, we're looking at what they're doing in their everyday routines. And we're coming up with ideas that are going to influence their child's development during activities.
So helpful.
Meaning that child's going to get lots of experiences throughout the day.
Okay.
And maybe an example for that might be if a child is having problems eating, we might be visiting the family at mealtime. Or if a child has a behavioral challenge, we'll be out in the community, maybe at a story time at a library. So we kind of follow the parents and encourage them and coach them so that they can continue to work on their child's development.
Well, that makes perfect sense, because obviously those are the places where you're seeing certain situations occur. So that makes the most sense.
And
absolutely.
children really learn the best from natural environments that are familiar and from familiar adults too. So
I love it.
It's a good,
That sounds wonderful.
works.
Okay. So Sarah, tell us a little bit then about behavioral health services.
Yeah, so our behavioral health and autism services located in the same building, and we provide specialized therapies for children on the autism spectrum. The therapy that we provide is called applied behavioral analysis. We refer to it as ABA. And so in ABA therapy, our individuals that we work with, they work with behavior technicians and behavior analysts. They plan all the programming, and they work on skills. And so they work with the family to determine what those goals are going to be, and they will work on anything from special skill acquisition, like maybe it's understanding who our community helpers are, police, those safety skills. It can be helping them to work on things like knowing their name or mom and dad's phone number, some of those important things, and other ways to communicate. Some children on the autism spectrum are nonverbal, so they may need to have other ways to be able to get their needs met. And then we will also work with families on working to decrease any kind of socially significant behaviors that we want to help them to be more successful in their natural environment, as Ramona said. And most of our services take place in the clinic, and we start there, but then we carry it out into the community. So we will also go into the community, grocery stores, movie theaters, in the home even, so that that the kids that we work with can practice those skills and apply those skills they learn in the clinic in their natural environments.
It makes just perfect sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. Okay, so Sarah, tell us then about, or I'm sorry, Melissa, we're going to go to you with pediatric outpatients.
So pediatric outpatient therapy with Ann Carlsen of Fargo, like I said before, we have speech, occupational, and physical therapy, and that can be really addressing quite a variety of needs. We have kiddos that are just needing a little bit of extra help learning how to speak that don't necessarily have a medical diagnosis that go with that, or we have individuals who might need help learning how to understand what's being said to them, or even reading difficulties. And then occupational therapy is addressing kind of two main things. One would be that we see a lot of kids needing help regulating their sensory system, so feeling really comfortable and at home in your own body. We would say is very important for everyone, and a lot of times kids need help with that. And then also those fine motor skills like writing and cutting and using our hands and those sorts of things. And then physical therapy is probably a little bit more straightforward, learning how to walk and run and jump. And kiddos that have vision issues often have balance issues.
Sure.
So we kind of all work together along with the early interventionists and behavioral health professionals as well when we have children that need all the services.
Okay, that's fantastic. This is wonderful. So, of course, we've had all sorts of information up here on the screen and videos and so forth of those kids and learning so many things, and so that's awesome. How can they get in touch with you if they do need the services, or even if they're just questioning?
Yeah, for sure. The best way to learn more about all of our services is to go to our website, and that's www.anncarlsen.org. From there you can find information on all of our services, as well as email contacts to contact the individual departments. In the Fargo area, if you are interested in one of our 3 services, you can pick up the phone and call 701-364-2663, and we'll get you connected to the right team. Like Melissa said, we work together, and I think that's one thing that's really unique about this location and special is that we can serve kids in all 3 of our services
and work on the
transition.
same goals.
Yes,
You
I
know,
love it.
so
Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies. And ribbon cutting is Monday. We did
Yes.
put that up on there, so
Yes.
that's awesome too, that you have that. So thank you so much for
you
being with us. We
for the
really appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet. Coming up on today's show, how you can get involved in the Fargo Heart Walk that's happening yet today.